Hello, everybody. DC Fan 99, your boy's back. I'm just a little bit more calm, a little bit more composed than what I was on Sunday after come from behind win against the Atlanta Falcons. But let it be known, I still got some shit to say about this team. So, I was caught up in the victory, rightfully so. I mean, being down 20-0, and then miraculously coming back, coming off of a season where we did so astronomically terrible in games that were close that we could have won. But I got some notes here too. Really taking this week seriously because this is such a massive game for us. I'm really hoping that we don't start the season off 0-2 on the road. We'll just have to see what happens. But anyways, man, this game, the last game against the Atlanta Falcons, was another letdown in terms of McCarthy getting these players ready for the week. I mean, out of the gate, dude, these players had no fucking clue what they were doing. It looked like we didn't even have a game plan. It looked like we didn't even practice the entire week. How the fuck does one give up 3 fumbles in the first quarter? McCarthy, that shit is inexcusable. And, just got a text, sorry. And just like in Green Bay, McCarthy, don't want to talk to you, sorry. Just like in Green Bay, McCarthy, you use the elite talent to bail you the fuck out. Now, I really don't understand how the fuck you do a fake punt pass early in the game on a 4th down and 3, and then later in the game you do a fake punt run on a 4th and 5. Now, 4th and inches, 4th and 2, 4th and 3, I kind of get it. You know, I understand it. I mean, I would still rather you run it with Ezekiel Elliott regardless, but a 4th and 5, but you do a fake punt pass on a 4th and 3 earlier in the game. McCarthy, just your calls to go aggressive almost every single time on 4th down has really fucked us in games. And it almost fucked us over against the Atlanta Falcons. And it for sure fucked us over against the LA Rams. So, but luckily for you, this team managed to come together, put together a few knockout drives, and we came from behind. And fuck, I still can't get over it. Fuck you, Atlanta Falcons fans. And we somehow managed to come back from that. But anyways, that was last week. Fuck last week. We got to worry about this week now against a much more bloodthirsty team that is less prone to mistakes today and historically than the Atlanta Falcons are. So, let's just get to it straight away. I saw the highlight videos, a couple highlight videos of, you know, the Seattle Seahawks going against the Patriots and going against the Atlanta Falcons too. You know, 15, 14-minute videos. If anything I say is inaccurate and you've actually watched the full game, please let me know, because I just haven't had the fucking time this week. So with this team, with the Seattle Seahawks, defensively, the biggest names, obviously, that we got to worry about are Bobby Wagner and Jamal Adams. Some people are throwing Shaquille Griffin in that argument. I'm really not. I mean, the last time we played Seattle, I believe it was the wild card round in 2018, and we made Shaquille Griffin our bitch. We made Shaquille Griffin our bitch. Could not cover Cooper. Could not cover Michael Gallup. I mean, Ezekiel Elliott giving him a stiff arm, throwing his bitch ass on the ground. Shaquille Griffin really could not do much of anything against us. The biggest names that we got to watch out for are really Jamal Adams and Bobby Wagner. Those two just specialize in tackles behind the line of scrimmage. And let it be known, Jamal Adams' presence especially is going to be felt. And it's going to be felt early in this game. I really, really, really want us to prioritize time of possession, because the average time of possession for the Seattle Seahawks is 31 minutes over the last 2 weeks, and we cannot fucking have that. We have to control the clock and get pressure on Russell Wilson. Those are probably the two biggest priorities defensively for us. We got to contain Russell, get pressure on him. For the most part, that Seattle offensive line has done a pretty decent job protecting him. You also have to account for Tyler Lockett and especially DK Metcalf. I don't know about y'all, but I want a safety over the top for Metcalf the entire fucking game. He is the vertical threat. And with his size, with his fucking build, I don't know if, I'm not sure if Trayvon Diggs is going to be able to keep up and match up with DK Metcalf if, they're looking for a big possession throw or a big possession catch or whatever. I would rather have two dudes there and knock it out of his hands than just one. Even if Diggs has been playing spectacular over the last 2 weeks. Almost got his first pick a few times, actually, last week, too. Their biggest threat as far as the running game goes, or their biggest threat at running back, is Chris Carson. He's averaging about 4 yards a carry. I feel like we did a better job at wrapping up players, especially last week. But as far as the running game, Todd Gurley was still able to, get some pretty decent rushes on us. He didn't break out for anything, that's for damn sure. But hopefully we can contain Chris Carson a bit better and keep on wrapping up football players on the Seattle Seahawks offense. And let's see what else we got here. The Patriots, I was watching that Seahawks and Patriots video just a couple minutes ago, and they were just making calls on third down and on goal line situations that I will just never understand. 3rd down and 9, you go for a quarterback draw, and then almost every single time on the goal line they did the exact same thing, quarterback draw with Cam Newton. So we got to harness those this week because they're going to be fucking ready for it. I mean, I think that arguably Cam Newton is the much better rusher and much more difficult to bring down than Dak Prescott is. That's just my opinion. So I really wouldn't expect too much of those at all. We have to get the running game going early, which I'm not sure how we're going to do. Establish the running game so that way we can control the clock which is going to be difficult because, like I said, Bobby Wagner and Jamal Adams, they're going to be all over that. But as I said, I think I said it last week after the Falcons game, the weakest aspect of this Seahawks team, of their defense, much like our defense, is the secondary. So we got to be able to give Dak Prescott some protection too. That Seattle Seahawks defensive line hasn't done really too well at all in terms of getting pressure on the QB. Again, like I said, this is just from 15-minute of 60-minute games. So it looks like Dak Prescott will have, some more time in the pocket, but at the same time, we don't know what's a thing because we're going to be without our starting right tackle again, obviously. He's probably not... Lyle Collins, he's probably going to be out for a while, too. That's why I heard earlier today. And apparently, with Tyron Smith, he was apparently good to go. He apparently could have played against the Atlanta Falcons, but McCarthy, he just wanted to sit him out so he could be ready versus Atlanta. But at the same time, from what I checked with the injury report this week, Tyron Smith hasn't participated in any of the practices this week. So, like, what's going on? And then, as far as the secondary for us, and I know I'm rambling, I'm all over the place, I get it, but it's just, this is going to be a stressful week for us. And we cannot afford to make mistakes and give up the football like we did last week, because the Seattle Seahawks, they're not going to fuck around. They're not going to fuck around like that and keep us in the game. When they cause turnovers, or when we give away turnovers, when we give them the football, they're going to make us dearly fucking regret it. Big time. But we're going to be without Chidobe Awuzie and Anthony Brown for a few weeks, apparently. Multiple weeks is what people are saying. So our secondary, we have we have Trayvon Diggs, and we have Jordan Lewis, Daryl Worley, and whoever the fuck else we have at cornerback. Whoever else that we have, I honestly cannot tell you. This secondary is decimated right now. So we really need to prioritize getting pressure on Russell Wilson this week, so that we don't let Tyler Lockett or DK Metcalf burn us in the passing game. Make a statement. With that being said, let's receive the ball on this game. Make a statement early. Get points up on the board. I am so sick of being down at the end of every single first quarter. Mike McCarthy, get that ball first and put some points on the board. Even if it's just a field goal, you're making a point, you're making a statement that this Cowboys offense, that this Cowboys team is more prepared than what the fuck they were last week versus the Atlanta Falcons. This is a different week. So you gotta control the clock. Don't make bonehead, brain-dead fucking decisions on fourth down. Okay? And let's make a statement early by putting some points up in the board in the first quarter. And actually be ahead. Have a lead in the first quarter. Let's see. Secondary is most vulnerable. Covered that. Seattle struggles to get pressure. We covered that. Seattle is among, just like us, they're one of the more undisciplined teams in the NFL. I think they're averaging like 7.5 penalties a game. I think we're like 7 or something like that over the last 2 games of the season. Patriots made shit calls, covered that. Seattle protects Russell Wilson for the most part. We covered that. That's pretty much it. I expect us really to keep this game close as much as we can. But if I'm being perfectly honest, I think it's going to be the same. It's going to be the same thing over the last 2 weeks. You know, this team coming out of the gate is going to struggle big time. And Mike McCarthy, he's going to be riding on the coattails of his players' talents and rely on them to make the game close, you know, come back a little bit from his shortcomings, from his mistakes. Now, does that sound familiar to anybody? Does that sound anything like the coach that we had last year? I'm just saying. I think it's going to be rinse and repeat. This team is not going to come out looking ready. They're not going to come out looking good in the first quarter or the first half. They're going to come back, try to make it close, but with Seattle, man, it's going to be too late. Even just giving up 1 turnover, this game is slim enough as it is for us. As huge as that win was last week, we got to get out of that. Okay, this is not the Atlanta Falcons. Okay, this team is definitely not as prone to fucking up as much as the Atlanta Falcons are. The Atlanta Falcons need to delete their fucking franchise. The Atlanta Falcons are a fucking joke. And they've been a joke since the start, since that team was even established. With the Seattle Seahawks, they've been one of the more dominant teams as of this decade. And I just don't think that we're going to I think our offense is going to come out 3 and out. Defense, like they have over the last few weeks, not going to get any pressure on the quarterback. It's going to get ugly early. They're gonna come back. They're gonna cut it close. It'll probably come down to the last minute, but I just think it's gonna be too late. I think it's gonna be too much incompetence for this team to handle, and this incompetence, the Seattle Seahawks, they're gonna thrive off of that, big time. So, with that being said, man, I'm gonna have my hopes up. Well, not have my hopes. I hope that we come out with the win, obviously, and not go 0-2 on the road, 1-2 of the season. But I just see a more complete team in Seattle than the team we have in Dallas, purely because of injuries. These injuries have been massacring this team like nothing else. It's fucking ridiculous. I mean, no Lane Vander Esch, no Chidobe Awuzie now, no Anthony Brown, no Lyle Collins, possibly no Tyron Smith. I don't know. The story's being changed, because they said he was ready to suit up against Atlanta, but now he's not practicing the entire week. Possibly no Trayvon Diggs. I don't know. Possibly. He was a full participant today, I believe. This team is just... DeMarcus Lawrence as well. This team is riddled with injuries. And Seattle just looks like the more complete team, and they're going to most definitely look like the more prepared or the more ready team going into this game. So that being said, I just see it being 24 Seattle. Let me know what you guys think. Hopefully it'll be the same thing as the last time we went up against them in the wild card round, where we're fighting hard against their defense, getting pressure on Russell Wilson. We'll just see what happens. I hope we win, obviously, if that wasn't obvious enough as it is. But I most definitely have doubts as far as this week goes. So let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys after the game. In peace.